Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Peanut Speaks. I am Peanut. Today is, what is today? Today is Thursday, June 11th, 2020. Am I right? I hope I'm right. Anyway, how you guys doing today? Y'all been watching the news? Y'all been seeing what's going on? What is it? Love me some coffee. Praise the Lord this morning. Now, if y'all see me get up and run, it's because I have a wasp, and I think they're trying to make a nest right below me. And I have a fly swat because I have to get wasp spray today. But if y'all see me get up and run, that's what it is, and I'll try to edit it out of the video if I have to do that. But if not, that's what happened. So anyway, I'm going to be on here real quick. I ain't going to make this long. I've got stuff to do today. I've started making tie-dye and tie-dye t-shirts and stuff, and I've had a couple people hit me online for it, so they're pretty cool. So if you guys are into tie-dye, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, so I wanted to get on here. I wanted to talk about the Antifa that is in Seattle. They have blocked off 6 blocks up in Seattle. They're calling it Free Capitol Hill, and now there's reports that have just come out that they now have what they call a warlord. I'm not really sure what that means, and I probably should have researched it first, but I'm going to throw the picture up here and you can look at it, and you can go over to John X Army's channel, and he has the full article up. But I just think, and there's a spider, so we're going to kill him too while we're at it. There we go. I just think that that's crazy. You know, I said the other day, and I mean this, I am all for tearing down and rebuilding. What I am not for is a wild and crazy society where that people are going to be getting raped and everything in the streets. And some of you are going to come at me and say, that's not what this is about. No, you're right. That's not what this is about. But some people, just like the people that, you know, everyone started the right way in doing a peaceful protest. And then you saw the white gentleman, the cop, the undercover agent that was breaking out the windows of the auto zone. And you saw the other people trying to stop him and telling him that's not what we're about. And I'm all for standing up for stuff that we're not about, or the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement. I'm all for supporting that and understanding that that's not what they're about. But you have people that are making this what that's about, and to me that's not okay. And you know, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. You can jump on my post. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everything that I say. That's part of social media, and social media is getting to the point where that they are censoring people because it doesn't go along with their narrative. So I'm going to speak my opinion. It does not mean that I am for or against anything, or for that matter, but it is in short, that's exactly what it is my opinion. It's my beliefs, and that's just the way it is. So I'm sorry if you get offended. I get offended lots of times, and I don't say anything. So if you don't like it, then feel free to click off. And I'm not trying to be rude to anyone, but that's just the way it is. I'm all for people standing up for what they believe in, and I believe that's what I'm doing when I speak my opinion. So enough about that. Moving on. I have saw, however, and this does make me mad because I don't see what I'm about to talk about. I don't see the connection here, and I'm starting to sweat. I don't see the connection here. What does Paw Patrol, what does the TV show Cops, and most importantly, what does Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam have to do with any of this? Why did you take their guns out of a cartoon? This is the stupidest and most absurd thing I think I have heard yet. And there comes the wasp. Sorry. I'm not going to get stung. I'm going to try not to get stung. This is the most stupid and absurd thing I have heard, you guys. Do you know what they are doing by doing this? They are going to demonize weapons, and they're starting with a cartoon. Okay? They're doing all this to pre-predictive program to desensitize the masses about taking weapons. Because let me tell you something. Humanity is next. The United States is next. They're going to let this roll out for a few weeks and get people on board with taking a cartoon character's guns. You guys, I grew up with Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam, and that was why I liked them. I loved Yosemite with his two guns. Yeah, I loved all that. You can laugh at me if you want. I don't care. I loved that. That was part of my childhood. That was part of your childhood. And to take it now, what does that have to do with anything? It's because they are, oh, I can't even talk. It makes me so mad. They are desensitizing the masses so that when they come to take your weapons, you're already on board with them taking a cartoon character. So you're just going to submit to this. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. That's what is going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I look around and well, I look around and I don't even know what world I'm living in anymore. I'm all for a revolution. I'm all for change, but this is not about that anymore. It is about the total takedown and takeover of the world, of the United States. And if you guys are too wrapped up in what's going on, and if you guys are too asleep to see that, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to keep, it's hot out here, and I'm not going to keep on today. But however, I am going to leave you with this video clip from the Ronald Reagan speech back in, I don't even know what year it is now. I knew before I got in here and got all mad. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with this speech. You can watch it or don't, whatever. But everything he's talking about, you can see how it ties into today's day and time. So that's it for today. I know it's short. Thank y'all for watching. Please take 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button, like, share the video. Y'all stay blessed, stay awake, all the above. Love you guys. I'm Peanut, and I'm out.
We believe in our capacity for self-government, or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are... Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers. Not too long ago, 2 friends of mine were talking to a Cuban refugee, a businessman who had escaped from Castro. And in the midst of his story, one of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." And the Cuban stopped and said, "How lucky you are. I had some place to escape to." And in that sentence, he told us the entire story. If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government, or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are told increasingly we have to choose between a left or right. Well, I'd like to suggest there is no such thing as a left or right. There's only an up or down. Man's old age dream, the ultimate in individual freedom consistent with law and order, or down to the ant-heap of totalitarianism. Down to the ant-heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. In this vote harvesting time, they use terms like the Great Society, Or, as we were told a few days ago by the President, we must accept a greater government activity in the affairs of the people. But they've been a little more explicit in the past, and among themselves, and all of the things I now will quote have appeared in print. These are not Republican accusations. For example, they have voices that say the Cold War will end through our acceptance of a not undemocratic socialism. Another voice says the profit motive has become outmoded. It must be replaced by the incentives of the welfare state. Or our traditional system of individual freedom is incapable of solving the complex problems of the 20th century. Senator Fulbright has said at Stanford University that the Constitution is outmoded. He referred to the President as our moral teacher and our leader, and he says he is hobbled in his task by the restrictions of power imposed on him by this antiquated document. He must be freed so that he can do for us what he knows is best. And Senator Clark of Pennsylvania, another articulate spokesman, defines liberalism as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power of centralized government. Well, I, for one, resent it when a representative of the people refers to you and me, the free men and women of this country, as the masses. This is a term we haven't applied to ourselves in America. But beyond that, the full power of centralized government, this was the very thing the Founding Fathers sought to minimize. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose. They also knew, those Founding Fathers, that outside of its legitimate functions, government does nothing as well or as economically as the private sector of the economy. So now we declare war on poverty, or you too can be a Bobby Baker. Now, do they honestly expect us to believe that if we add $1 billion to the $45 billion we're spending, one more program to the 30-odd we have, and remember, this new program doesn't replace any, it just duplicates existing programs, do they believe that poverty is suddenly going to disappear by magic? Well, yet any time you and I question the schemes of the do-gooders, we're denounced as being against their humanitarian goals. They say we're always against things, we're never for anything. Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant, it's just that they know so much that isn't so. Now,
what the hell is the world coming to?